Your daughter, we're intelligent
No, I'm talking
women.
about Chantel.
We're intelligent women.
Right, but that's
we
what I
also
said.
love our bodies. That's the way we are, even if we might be the kind of people that might like being naked.
It's out a wrong message that your daughter is a sex object. She's more than a sex object.
We're more than sex objects, but we are sexy women.
Got it being like, she was hurt still from the divorce, so I think it's just kind of a way to make her feel sexy and wanted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? Tyree was the person that finally said something that actually made sense in this whole back and forth situation about Chantel's choice of clothes, as well as Chantel's choice of words, obviously, throughout the season. You know, talking about Commander right now, I ain't wearing no panties. But like I said before, it's not like anybody knew that, apart from the people that were obviously watching, i.e. ourselves. But either way, though, for me personally, one thing that I do know is that, well, I know many things, but one of the many things that I do know is that there are many women who struggle with their identity. There's many women that struggle with confidence. There's many women who are out here still trying to find what works for themselves. What is their niche, okay? What makes them feel the most comfortable? What makes them feel the most wanted? What makes them feel appreciated? And for some women, they have to go through a certain journey where maybe they will dress a bit more explicit. And then there's some women who may dress it a bit more covered up, you know, because there are a lot of women who are worried about what perception they are given out there when they do dress a certain type of way. You know, they're worried that if I show a bit too much skin, is a man going to respect me less? Some women are worried that if they cover up too much, then maybe, you know, they're not making themselves available, you know, for a man that may want them, but he may think that she's not available because she's wearing all of these clothes, right? So there's always this massive stigma about what women should and should not wear. And I think it's a ridiculous conversation, you know, because at the end of the day, however that woman wants to dress, let her dress that way. And whoever she attracts. And hopefully the person that she attracts is going to be able to understand why maybe she dresses that way. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, of course, there is also the other flip side. Now, there are women out there who do dress in a certain way because it is a part of their job, shall I say. Okay, that is a whole nother conversation. Okay, and then also there's some women out there who do dress in a certain way because they've lost themselves so much that they've lost all self-respect and dignity for themselves. So now they're just like, I don't care, I'm just going to be this and that. And then sometimes there's women who go through a certain phase, shall I say. But here's the thing though, because there are so many different types of ways women dress to represent so many different things, it doesn't mean that each person that dresses in that specific way represents every single one of them. It's a matter of knowing what that person represents. So the question remains, does Chantel respect herself? Does she respect her image? Does she respect her body? Does she respect all the things regarding herself? And the simple answer is yes. And because she respects herself, there is nothing wrong with her wanting to dress in a certain type of way. Now, of course, if it does attract the wrong type of guy, well, then it is up to her to try and figure out if the guy is attracted to her for the way she is dressed, or if he's attracted to her because of the fact that he's now spoken to her and he's realized that, hold on a minute, despite the fact that you dress like this, you're actually an amazing person. And I say this because there's many times when I've been out to clubs, okay, and there's been women that I've approached because obviously they look so freaking so tasty. But then obviously I speak to them. And they want the moment, and here's the thing that women don't understand sometimes. A man knows his intentions with you after he speaks to you. Some people say that he knows it just by looking at you, which is also a possibility. Don't get me wrong, okay? But generally speaking, he knows it once he speaks to you, because if he speaks to you and you realize that everything that's coming out of your mouth is so elegant, classy, sophisticated, intelligent, he's like, so you love your body, and you also go, okay. But then there's also the flip side of where, you know, he may talk to you, may think, oh, okay. So the matter of fact is, rather than focus so much on what Chantel was wearing, the question is this though: did Giannis did he continue to see Chantel because of the way she dressed, or did he continue to see her because of the fact that he liked her personality? That should be the real conversation, not this back and forth about Debbie having this opinion about that opinion. The woman is 67 years of age and she's still freaking single, and it's only just figured out this season the best way to start a relationship is by being honest. So why the hell am I going to listen to somebody that hasn't even got their shit together? But let's continue.
Too. We're looking for the intellectual capacity and the ability to trust, honor, and respect.
Well, in his head and heart.
You've experienced that too, Veronica. You've been attracted to the package. It's like, but you're still single too. We want to reevaluate our choices. You know?
I wouldn't.
We have to reevaluate our choices. What, you want to reevaluate your choices after 67 years of being on this freaking earth? Out of the 67 years of you being here, I don't know, let's say on average, you started dating by the time you was 20. Yeah, that's 47 years there, probably plus of you having experience of dating men and also having children. And on top of that, you know, she's had the experience of being a mother, you know, also being a girlfriend. I don't know if you ever got married, but at the end of the day, though, you only figured it out now that being honest is the best way to start a relationship. But you're out here trying to give people advice and opinions about reevaluating this, reevaluating that. It sounds to me as if Debbie is just projecting on her own flaws. And this is the question that I always ask people sometimes. Are you more likely to listen to somebody that has taken their own advice and actually made something of themselves, or somebody that had all the advice in front of them but ignored it every single step of the way, but now because they regret everything, they now want to give people the same advice that they never take? Which person are you going to listen to more? You see what I'm saying? Debbie is nothing but projection. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that the things that she's saying are wrong. I'm just saying that the perspective that she's coming from ain't really it. Because the first thing that she said about how Chantel was dressed, and also the fact that she was talking about how she wants a guy that's hung and she wants to da, all of Debbie's perspective was based on a projection of her own freaking failures. You should not give someone advice, in my opinion, based on a projection of your own failures. If you ask me, in my opinion personally, depending on what it is, for the most part, yes. Some things, yes, but for the most part, yes. In this situation, this isn't one of those situations. Why? Because Chantel isn't even at a stage in her life right now where she's even failed by going back on the dating scene, okay? It would be completely different if Chantel would have gone for a series of failures, okay? Simply back on the dating scene. But she hasn't. She's literally fresh out of a marriage, okay? Fresh out of a freaking divorce. And right now, she's just trying to figure things out on her own accord. Let the girl freaking breathe. She will get there. Many people question Karen, her mother's, you know, the way her mom is. But to be honest with you, let's be real. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would have appreciated having a mother like Karen, because there's a lot of people out here who didn't have a mother at all. And if they did have, and people out here who do have mothers, some of the mothers was just terrible. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's just continue. Now, with that being said, though, we are on the road to 60K subscribers by the end of April. Okay, so come on now, get subscribers. I know you want to be here. But with that being said, though, once we do cover this couple, we'll also be covering Natalie and Josh as well. So stay tuned for that. But let's continue.
Expect anyone to cover my my expenses, but I think the most important is the personality and the values he has as a person. Opinion is very sad to dress in order to please other people. I don't agree with that.
I agree
you should
with you,
wear
Giannis.
whatever makes you happy.
Do you have any plans to come to visit Chantel in the States?
And we're talking about that, and we're trying to see how and when that will be possible. It would be if Chantel will find the time to visit me here.
Of course. Like a visa to come here from Greece? I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
He should have checked that out already.
First and foremost, yes, you do need a visa to come to the States from Greece. In fact, you need a visa to come to the States from most countries, to be honest with you. I think Canada may be the only country that doesn't need a visa to go to the States, if that is even true. I'm just guessing, but I know every other country always needs a visa to come to the States. I need a visa to come to the States, you see what I'm saying, okay? As a British citizen. Now, with that being said, though, let's go through some of the things that were said there. Giannis has already made it abundantly clear that he would not need any kind of support or help to come to the States. He would do it all on his own. So he's not going to be doing the same thing as Pedro did, relying on Chantel, which is absolutely fantastic. But also on top of that, now kind of backtracking and talking about how, you know, it would be easy if Chantel came to me. Here's the thing, you know, I know, as a man, if you say you're going to do something for a woman, do it. Do not go back on it. The moment that you go back on it, one, you really are dumbing down your masculine role, to be honest with you. You know, you're really dumbing down your alpha ability, because at the end of the day, as a man, it is important that you stick to your word. And here's another thing. If you don't stick to the word and then you backtrack, that's the moment the woman starts to respect you less. Okay, she may still trust you and she may still want to get to know you, but she respects you less. Why? Because you're somebody that is not a man of his words, but she's willing, but she will still be willing to give you another chance. So, of course, even if Chantel did go there, the question is, though, would he then eventually come there after her going back there? Now, that will be the opportunity for him to gain that respect that he lost the first time. But here's the thing, though, as a man, do we really want to go through the processes of losing that respect for a woman that we want? Key point for a woman that we want. If a man generally doesn't want you and he just wants to sleep with you, it really doesn't matter. But if he wants you, really and truly, any man that really wants a woman will always make sure everything he does is going to be something that when she looks at him, she's like, damn, I respect him and I trust him with my life. Okay? And I say this because it is more important for a woman to respect a man than it is for her to love him. Why? Because loving for a woman is easy, but respecting, that is the key point. For a man to love, it's hard. For a woman to love is easy. For a man, so that's why it's important for a man to love a woman, and therefore it's also important for a woman to respect. Because at the end of the day, the moment that she respects him is the moment that she knows she can trust him with his life. Example, okay? If you are with someone right now, if you are a woman and you are with someone right now, if you lose your job, do you trust your man to be able to hold you down and even your kids if you've got kids? Okay, think about that. Okay, think about it this way: if you're a woman right now, if you don't plan something to do with the weekend, do you trust your man to plan something for you guys? If you know that you've got some holidays off work and you take them off, okay, and you know your man knows, do you trust him to plan that? If you don't trust him to be able to look after you, if you lost a job, if you don't trust him to be able to plan something, that means you don't respect him enough. That means you may love him, but you don't respect him. You see what I'm saying? Think about that. But let's continue.
I think he's making Chantel a priority.
0.
You know, I don't think we should attack him. I still consider this connection new.
I really respected when Chantel said at that point, you know what, let's not attack him. That was probably one of the most mature things that I've seen on any table, to be honest with you, for a very long time. Because a lot of the times when we have someone who is, well, I'm not even American, but whenever there is someone who is the foreign person, a lot of people are always quick to want to attack that person, you know, when it comes to the tail. All the American cars sit there attacking that person that is generally foreign, or the person that is at least on the other side, okay, on video call. Chantel was the first person in a long time that I've seen who's been like, wait, hold on a minute. Actually, no. So don't attack him. Whatever me and him got going on, we'll figure it out after this. But no. Leave him alone. I love that. Because honestly, that should happen more often, to be honest. Which means that her heart or who she is as a person is a good person. For me personally, if she did that and I'm the one in this situation with her, damn, I'll be like, damn, okay, maybe I do need to start taking you seriously. Hey, where's those plane tickets at? I'll be like, okay, so I've got a woman that's actually willing to defend me in front of all these hyenas. Do you see what I'm saying? Because let's talk about it, right? Half the time, a lot of the times, we see customers come on and we see people, the whole car attacking that person, and then the person with doesn't even defend them. It's lovely to see. Okay, it is lovely to see her defending the man that everyone else seems to not necessarily be attacking, but keeps questioning a bit too much. So it's nice to see that, because that means that she's clearly one of those women who's always willing to protect a man no matter what. And that is something that we are not seeing displayed enough. And plus, Giannis deserved it. Because I was just trying to think, I think Kimberly may have done it one time, but at the same time, the Usman didn't deserve it. Let's continue.
You want a relationship, Giannis?
If we're talking about Chantel, I think she's still not 100% over it. To go out of a divorce, I don't think it's the perfect time.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. And he doesn't deserve this whole mess.
I know that it's the best thing for you to have more time, and so you be ready 100% for your next relationship.
It's funny how Natalie was like, he doesn't deserve this mess. Natalie of all people. That's what I want to say for that one.
I disagree. You know, he can have his opinion about how ready I am or not, but I think that it's a part of healing to explore new relationships.
Literally thought he was like breaking up with you, and I was like, she's not even here. Like, he was like, I don't think she's ready.
I was under the impression that
Clearer than he was when you came back about like, that's like why I haven't come to the States yet.
he said that affected his decision to come here.
Yeah.
So obviously in this conversation here, talking about how Giannis was basically saying that Chantel not being over Pedro has affected his decision to want to come to the States. I mean, listen, it really wasn't that deep, to be honest with you. I don't really think that was necessarily the case. But here's the thing though. I don't know why Veronica's saying that he basically broke up with you. Like, Chantel literally said that I'm still single. They're not in a relationship, so nobody was breaking up with anybody. That's why these two were able to have a conversation that was very, very open. Okay, and that's why Giannis even at one point talked about the next relationship, you know? Because at the end of the day, right now, it seems as if their communication isn't based on a serious level of like, yeah, we're going to be together. It is based on the fact that, listen, I've only been to Greece once. I've seen you there, obviously, when I was there. But now I got to make sure that you're going to come and see me. And then obviously, once you come and see me, that lets me know how serious you are, and then obviously we can proceed moving forward. So the fact that Veronica's like, oh, you know, yes, it's single, like, you know, he's breaking up with you. It's like, rah, they're not together. Like, stop making it, don't make it into what it's not. You know what I mean? Get your head out of it. Like, just stop. You know, that's just the grand scheme of things. But nonetheless, though, I believe that's everything that I got to say regarding these two. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section about them. But with that being said, though, let's now move on to the next couple.